قال ما مكنني فيه ربي خير فأعينوني بقوة أجعل بينكم وبينهم ردما. Suratul-Kahfi, Surah number 18, ayat number 95. Qala, he said, Dhul-Qarnayn alayhi salam said, Ma, what? Makkanni fihi Rabbi. Here, Rabbi is the subject. It's in the Rafa status. You can't see that. It's actually Rabbu plus E, the attached pronoun, my Lord. But Ba cannot have a Dhamma and Kasra at the same time. And the E attached pronoun requires Ba to have Kasra. So you can't see the U sound in the word Rabb on Ba, on the letter Ba, but there is a Dhamma over there. Because of the attached pronoun, that's not visible. So that is why it is in the Rafa status, it is the subject. And so we will say, my Lord, and then the verb will follow in the English language, has empowered me. Makkanni, here, ni is the attached pronoun, me, has empowered me. Fihi, in it. In what? That it refers to, you remember how Allah SWT has bestowed him with resources. One of the meanings of sababan. So he, the attached pronoun he, which means it, is in reference to the resources. So here we translate it as in terms of financial, economic, and similar resources thereof. Something like that. Khairun. Now, okay. Qala is a quotation sentence, and then ma makkanni fihi is acting. It's a verb, it's a phrase, but it acts as an ism, as an ism. It acts as an ism in the sense because it acts as a nominal sentence. The entire thing now acts as the first part of a nominal sentence, which is mubtada, and ma makkanni fihi rabbi. The entire construct acts as a mubtada and khairun acts as a khabar. So ma makkanni fihi rabbi khairun acts as a nominal sentence, where ma makkanni fihi rabbi is the mubtada, the subject of nominal sentence, and khairun is the object of the nominal sentence. How do I know that? Because khairun is in rafa status. So what I'm trying to suggest is the word is will come in between the two parts, the subject and the object. In the English language, that is required. So that is why you can see the word is on screen. And similar source thereof is khairun, better. Now it's clear, I hope. Is better. Now khairun is a flexible word, which means it can be translated as good, better, best, depending on the context. Now, since in this context the comparative is sort of sensible, then comparatives require additional clarifying statements. So, but we don't find any, because fa marks the beginning of the next part of the sentence. So it's not explicit, it's implicit, it's implied. What we can think of is something like this: is better. This is better. Better than what? The context is from the previous verses. Than tribute, because we were talking about tribute in the previous verse. Remember, than tribute. And hence, because it need not necessarily be limited to tribute, so I have included other things also, or for that matter, anything else you could give me. So not just tribute. So that is expansion of scope. The expansion of scope is achieved in the Arabic language by omission of statements or clarifying words or phrases. Got it? Or even sometimes sentences. Is better than tribute, for that matter, anything else you could give me. Because they said, shall we pay you? Not required. What should you do then? Zulkarnain is continuing the conversation with the people. First, so, a'inuni, assist me. This is the imperative verb, command verb. A'inuni, assist me, ni is the attached pronoun. Bi quwwatin. Normally, we translate the word quwwa as power, strength, but in this case, labor is the most suitable, appropriate word in the English language. So, assist me with labor, that is what I need. Aj'al, this is tricky. The translators have said, I will make. Okay, ja'ala yaj'alu, aj'alu. But that would have required the construct to be in the aj'alu pattern, not aj'al pattern. So surely something else is happening in the sentence. What exactly is it? It's not aj'alu, so you cannot translate it simply as I will make. And if you read the translation that I've given, and if you were to do so, that is, if you were to assist me with labor, if you were to do so, then in that case I will be able to make. You may think that it's wordy, it's unnecessary, uncalled for. I'm actually showcasing my expertise in the English language. No, I'm not doing that. It's not aj'alu. Aj'alu would have meant I will make. This means it's giving us a hint, a cue that it's a jawabu shart. That means it's a conditional statement, if then statement, and everything is implied and everything need not be explicitly mentioned in the Arabic language. That's the beauty of the Arabic language. Just by the omission of a dhamma on the lam, aj'alu, and converting it to sukoon, aj'al, the entire meaning is actually conveyed. And if you were to do so, then this is jawabu shart. Then in that case, I will be able to make. Now got it? Bainakum wa bainahum, between you in the sense you all, that's in plural, and between them, between you and between them. Now in English, obviously we don't repeat the word between, not required. The Arabic construct demands the construct to be in that form. Baina is required to be repeated. But in English, we will not repeat that. So assist me with labor, and if you were to do so, then in that case, I will be able to make between you and them. What will I make? Radman. Loosely translated, we could say a barrier, or little bit better, a fortified barrier. But we'll now have to take a pause and go deep into this conversation. You remember, firstly, they requested for a saddun, saddun or saddan. It was a detail, so it's saddan. Here it's a detail, so it's rodman. But the word is saddun basically, rodmun basically. And we came across the word as-saddaini, and that's also in the, not in the ani, aini. As-saddaini is in the nasab jar pattern, not in the rafa pattern. Anyway, the construct required, and we have explained at that time. You can have a look at the verse. I mean, nasab jar pattern, don't catch me for this. It can either be in the nasab or in the jar status. It cannot be in both the statuses, and I will not reveal. Go back and watch that video. And if you still have doubts, ask me a question and I'll clarify. But it's not in the rafa pattern. Anyway, so it's not required, but we can understand through rafa patterns better. Anyway, let's understand through the word that occurred in the previous verses. As-saddaini, as-saddan. Sorry, as-saddaini and saddan. Basically, the two barriers which I've explained, the two the two disconnected parts of the mountain range. So that is why the two barriers, and there's a pass in between. And they requested for, what should I say? They requested for it to be made into a barrier, saddan, a single barrier. So there is no infiltration. So they requested for a barrier, saddan, and Dhul-Qarnayn al-Islam says, what is the natural thing to say or respond? What is the natural thing to respond? The natural thing to respond would be, you've requested for a saddan, I'll make for you a saddan, right? That's natural. But why Radman? So they requested for saddan, and he gives over and above that. It's Radman. It's not saddan. It's over and above saddan. It's Radman. So that's why I said a barrier is okay, a fortified barrier is better. But let's go a little bit more deep into it. So that mechanism is a wall. A wall is a mechanism through which this is going to be achieved. So I will make, I'm omitting that wordy sort of required sort of translation because I've explained that already. I'm just cutting it short. I'm starting from the middle. I will make between you and them a strongly constructed wall. Rodman, wall is the mechanism. Rodman also means a dam, having dam-like structure. A rodman, it also means to patch and seal, to fill, because that the two disconnected parts of the mountain range has to be patched and sealed and filled so that it can be patched and sealed, right? So that there's no trespassing. Seal the pass. between the two parts of the mountain range. That part is fine. And once it is done, thereby functioning as a fortified barrier. So that is the full explanation. It's not very complicated. And the complicated parts we have already discussed in connection with the previous verses. As-Saddaini and Saddan. So Radman becomes so much more easier. And whatever additional connotations you request more, I have the resources, I'll do more. Don't have to give me any tribute or tax. Don't worry about that. But what I would need is, I alone cannot build the walls. What I would need is your assistance in the help of labor. So that's it then. We will read it once more. It's a beautiful verse. Qala ma makkanni fihi rabbi khairun fa'ayinuni biquwwatin aj'al bainakum wa bainahum radman. He said, what my Lord has empowered me in terms of financial, economic, and similar resources thereof is better than tribute, or for that matter, anything else you could give me. So assist me with labor. And if you were to do so, then in that case, I will be able to make between you and them a strongly constructed wall, having dam-like structure, which patches and seals the pass between the two parts of the mountain range, thereby functioning as a fortified barrier.